So when you think about it, life is full of defining moments. Some of them are good and some of them are bad. So how do you explain why some people get stuck and depressed after a bad defining moment while others not only survive, but they eventually learn how to thrive? I'd like to share a story about a defining moment that I had recently as an Ironman triathlete. Now back on August 28th, 2011, I was in Louisville, Kentucky competing in my first Ironman triathlon. Now, for those of you who don't know, an Ironman is a 4K swim followed by a 180K bike followed by a 42K run. That's like jumping in the water at the Toronto ferry docks and swimming over to the Toronto Islands and back, getting on your bike and riding up the Brace Bridge, and then running all the way to Algonquin Park, all in 17 hours or less. Now, finishing that race was definitely a defining moment in my life, but within that race, there was a more important defining moment. Now, I haven't admitted this to very many people, but on race day, I screwed up pretty good. My wife will tell you that sometimes I have a habit of not paying attention, and clearly during the pre-race briefing, I was not paying attention when they said the run course had 2 loops. Now, race day was pretty hard, as you can imagine. The Ohio River was warm like bath water. It was actually kind of scary. The water was so brown and murky, I couldn't even see my hand in front of my face when I was swimming. The bike course was hot. It was humid, it was hilly, all of which left me nauseous and dehydrated. It was all I could do not to puke for the last 4 hours on the bike. By the time I got out onto the run course, it seemed like running a marathon was going to be the easiest part of my day. Now, we ran from downtown out past Churchill Downs, home of the Kentucky Derby, turned around, and as we were running back downtown, the crowds were getting bigger, the music was getting louder, and it sounded like there was a real party going on. I mean, the endorphins started kicking in again, which just meant I was finally starting to feel good. And I remember looking at my watch going 2.5 hours. Running a marathon is easy. Now, just as I was running up the road, I could see the red carpet of the finish line. And as I was entering the top of the finishing chute, I noticed that the guy beside me had disappeared. Now, fortunately, I had the presence of mind to ask one of the volunteers. I said, "Hey, there was a guy running beside me and he's not there anymore. Do you know where he went?" And she said, "Yeah, he probably went out for his victory lap." And I thought, victory lap? Okay, at some races, they make you do this little run around the block to make up the right distance. Now, I felt pretty stupid for not knowing that, and everybody got a good laugh at my expense, but I smiled and turned around to what I thought would be a simple little run around the block. But after a couple of minutes, I had this terrible realization. That victory lap was not a run around the block. It was an entire second loop of the run course. And that fastest marathon ever, that was my slowest half marathon ever. That was my lowest point in the race, and I got stuck feeling sorry for myself in my own head. I did the math and I decided I could walk and still finish the race, so I started walking. I started talking to the other athletes who were walking because they were injured, because misery loves company. That pity party lasted about 30 minutes until I realized I had more gas in the tank and I was going to start running again. Now, a defining moment is an event that determines future subsequent actions. And resilience is your ability to recover from setbacks, adapt well to change, and keep moving forward in the face of adversity. What I learned from that defining moment was that when you stop moving forward in life, when you get stuck in your own head, it is so hard and it is so painful to get moving again. The TEDx talk that I'd like to give is on the secret of resilience and how you can learn to thrive from your defining moments. Now, defining moments are like bank deposits that you get to withdraw from at some future point in your life. But you're only richer from your experiences if you learn from them. So the secret to resilience is to never stop learning. Now, you might be asking yourself, what has this got to do with me? I'm never going to be a triathlete. What's the point? Well, if you'd like more health and happiness in your life, if you'd like more success and resilience at work, you're going to need a lifelong learning strategy. And to learn more about what the science has to say about lifelong learning strategies, you're going to have to invite me to join you on the TEDx stage in Brampton. Thank you very much in advance for your consideration.